Yeah, I don't think he has any options. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but he has to say that he had nothing to do with it. So it doesn't tell us much. I think that the story, like you, is very fascinating, though. And I think it confirms for us something that many in the conservative movement, the Republican Party, MAGA, have all suspected for a very long time, which is that our movement is infiltrated, that there are plants operating from the outside. We don't know who's always paying those
Mhm.
plants, but now we know PLC was part of them, and they are designed to split our movement apart, make us look bad, and achieve the anti-American agendas of the left and our foreign adversaries. And now we have pretty rock solid proof that this has been going on, whether Fuentes is directly involved or not, as suspicious as it looks.
So I love that. I love that you brought that up, because oftentimes before this point, within the conservative movement, you had so many people who had that gut feeling. They did not express it because they didn't want to point fingers at popular figures, really. But we always had that kind of gut feeling of knowing that there had to be infiltrators. We don't know who they are exactly, but we know that they are plotting a way to fracture a very powerful movement, the America First movement. So once stuff like this comes out, I mean, the hope becomes, do we see more information coming out about foreign funding? Do we see more information coming through exposing other figures that will shock most public observers?
Well, I think an important point to raise here actually is, first of all, I do hope that we find out more information. More information is, of course, what we need. But an important point, this is Vladimir Lenin's birthday week, which was April 22nd, which we call Earth Day. And so Vladimir Lenin put forth a concept in a lot of his writing, whether it's What Is to Be Done in 1902, whether it's his 1917 The State and Revolution. He's talking about this idea of controlling the opposition, and he goes on to say that the best way to control the opposition is to become the opposition ourselves. This infamous quote, to become the opposition. So a lot of people here in the conservative movement, in MAGA, the Republican Party, are aware of this idea of controlled opposition. It's levied against Republican congressmen who don't seem to be doing the right thing, who tend to fold at the last moment. So that's one way the opposition can be a controlled opposition, is by not doing what it should when that moment arises, by talking a good game and doing nothing. And a lot of Republicans are very frustrated with that. President Trump was very frustrated with that and remains that way. But another way you can control the opposition is by pushing over the edge into a frenzy, to make your opposition look like fools, to make them take the bait to do radical bad things that can be leveraged against them. And I'll just point out that this Charlottesville circumstance from the Unite the Right event, which was Nick Fuentes' breakout moment into the public scene, that the SPLC is now known to be partly behind, was like the event that launched 1,000 ships, the very fine people hoax against President Trump, Joe Biden's presidency, Soros and others launching NGOs and organizations. An entire apparatus, a giant apparatus on the left, was put into motion on the back of this, not just SPLC fundraising. And this event looks like it fits Lenin's model of controlled opposition, in the sense of taking the opposition too far rather than holding itself back.
SPLC really went about this in a fairly clumsy way, so I'm surprised that it took us this long to actually uncover what they were doing here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's actually, that's maybe the most shocking part, is just how not careful they were with this kind of activity. But it just kind of goes to show you how comfortable Communist Front organizations and operations have become in our country, where they don't feel like they have to cover their tracks, where they don't feel like there's going to be the kind of scrutiny put on them, and where they believe that they're going to be able to spin narratives on the back end of any expose that allege that, you know, actually it's the FBI or the DOJ or whatever that's corrupt, that's coming after us, and thus cover their tracks. So they've become so comfortable in our society because they've faced so little scrutiny and so little pushback, at least since the 1990s, maybe since the 1960s, that it's just a testament to where we actually got to and what President Trump is helping lead us out of and back into a genuine Make America Great Again and pro-America vision for our country.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live, OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.